Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I be to Encik Zainal Abidin and Encik Mohamad Syahar, my panel. My name is Mohamad Alif bin Roslan, and today I would like to present my project proposal entitled Optimizing Plastic Injection Molding Cycle Time for Production of Plastic Part through Simulation by Using Moldex 3D. First thing first, I would like to express my gratitude to my SB Dr. Nurul Hayati and to my co-SB Encik Mohamad Firhan for helping and guiding me throughout the whole process in preparing my project proposal. So, let's move on to the next slide. This is the key point of this presentation. We will be discussing about project summary, introduction, literature review, problem statement and objective, scope and limitation, methodology and preliminary result. So, let's go to the next slide. First thing first, I will give a brief explanation about my project summary. My research will be focusing on optimizing the plastic injection molding cycle time without reducing its quality through simulation by using Moldex 3D. There are so many parameters that can reduce the cycle time, but I only focus on 3 significant parameters, which are cooling time, injection pressure, and filling time. I will also be utilize design expert for my design of experiment in order to produce 8 set of parameters for my simulation. Another also will be applied to analyze the influence of the control factor on the response, which is cycle time, through the evaluation of the Pareto chart. For optimization, a set of optimal parameters with the highest percentage in reducing the cycle time will be chosen. And for the validation, both experimental and simulation will be combined if there is no any technical issue, especially during this pandemic. For introduction, with the advance of high-grade production technology, plastic injection molding process is widely implemented, especially in mass production due to its flexibility and versatility. As for the material selection, plastic injection molding process is usually used plastic materials such as polypropylene and polystyrene due to its mechanical and thermal properties. The quality of the molded plastic part is not only governed by the material selection but also the process parameter. There are so many process parameters that can be controlled in order to produce a high-grade plastic part. By optimizing any significant process parameter for plastic injection molding process, a better quality together with the faster cycle time can be achieved by us. As for literature review, I already get information regarding plastic injection molding process from at least 15 journal and research articles. As you can see on the slide, I provide a summary of 5 research papers that I read. According to the Kashyap, Sa'ad and Ramos, I managed to get a few significant parameters such as filling time, cooling time and injection pressure that are proven to reduce the cycle time. Even though different research papers have different response, but all of these parameters are very essential in controlling the whole process. Thus, this process can be improved in order to produce a higher quality plastic product with a shorter cycle time. Other than that, I also managed to get an insight that past researchers such as Han and Saifullah are utilizing simulation in order to study and investigate any issue regarding plastic injection process. There are many benefits in utilizing simulation for plastic injection molding process. Therefore, as an overview for literature review, I managed to identify few significant parameters from the research paper that I've read. I also get to know that many researchers approach simulation method in their research, especially for plastic injection molding process. For problem statement, the market demand for complex and intricate plastic component parts for vastly application is gradually increasing annually. Thus, experimental work in research and development for any desired new plastic part are highly not recommended due to its time and cost consuming with a higher probability of failure rate. With the emerging of advanced computer software such as ANSYS, Moldflow, Moldex, and many more, manufacturers can evaluate any bottleneck in the process data in a shorter time. Hence, they can adjust any significant parameter before producing the desired plastic part in a larger proportion with a shorter cycle time, but also high quality. The simulation approach can also help the manufacturer to avoid wasting new material since the manufacturing process is utilized by using computer platform. In consequence, the simulation approach is proven beneficial before proceeding with experimental works. As for objective, there are 3 main objectives for my research. The first one is to simulate plastic injection, to analyze the influence of the control factor, and to identify the optimum parameter for the response and validate them. As for scope of limitation, this research will focus on 3 significant process parameters that can reduce the cycle time in manufacturing a plastic part. The plastic injection molding process will be fully simulated and executed using Molding 3D with 3 process parameters as input, since the simulation approach can provide instant feedback in a shorter cycle time for analyze, evaluate, and optimization procedure. 3 defects will also be analyzed whether the cycle time reduction can reduce the quality of the plastic pipe. As for experimental work, it will be conducted in Advanced Manufacturing Lab, School of Engineering UiTM Shah by operating Jinhua Glowtech VDC2140, a plastic injection molding machine, if there is no constraint due to several issues, especially during this pandemic. Both simulation and experimental work will be compared for validation only on one optimum parameter. As for methodology, there are 6 main stages that need to be followed in order to complete the whole FYP. As you can see on the slide, I already provide the project flowchart along with the project implementation. For the first stage, literature studies. Literature studies were approached by surveying the scholar books, scientific paper, established journal article, and many more regarding any significant parameters that can reduce the cycle time in plastic injection molding for a plastic part. For stage 2, there are 3 significant parameters that have been identified, which are cooling time, injection pressure, and filling time. The output parameter or response also be identified, which are shrinkage, warpage, and white line will also be observed too. Design Expert version 10 also will be applied to obtain the substantial result required for this research. For stage 3, Molding 3D, a computer-aided engineering software, will be fully utilized in simulating the whole plastic injection molding process for manufacturing a plastic part. All 3 significant parameters will be controlled through Molding 3D to prove that all 3 parameters can reduce the cycle time. For the stage 4, when the response which its cycle time is acquired by simulation in Molding 3D, ANOVA will be applied. The significant influence of such control factor and their interaction on the response will be analyzed by using ANOVA. Optimum parameter will be chosen by referring to result provided by ANOVA. For the stage 5, the specific value for all 3 significant parameters such as cooling time, injection pressure, and filling time will be determined accordingly through the optimization procedure, since the main objective is to minimize production cycle time of a plastic part. For the final stage, a plastic injection molding machine named Jinhua Glowtech VDC2140 provided by UiTM Shah will be operated for experimental work if there is no constraints, especially during this pandemic. Thus, the comparison will be made with the simulation work for plastic injection molding process in Molding 3D on one optimum parameter for comparison. For preliminary result, there are 3 significant control parameters that have been decided for this research. All of the 3 significant parameters are evaluated by according to their range, specification, and limitation of Jinhua Glowtech VDC2140, a plastic injection molding machine provided by UiTM Shah. In designing the experiment, a regular 2 different design approach will be implemented using Design Expert version 10. The control parameters are cooling time, filling time, and injection time, as you can see on the first table. Then, 8 set of parameters, as you can see on the second table, were generated by using Design Expert, will be applied in Molding 3D. As for the material selection, polypropylene will be the best material selection in producing the desired plastic part due to their mechanical and thermal properties and also their availability. As for the design of the plastic part and the mold design, an established design of a card holder and mold design, as you can see on the picture on the slide, has been decided for this research. That's all for me. Thank you and have a nice day.